too much, you know. But as a sorry, as a matter of fact,
Okay.
we can be able to raise 5 trillion if we put our act together in the most, in terms of tax administration.
So what are we missing right now so that we're not in a position to collect these 5 trillion that you're talking about? What needs to be done? What are we missing?
There is a huge tax leakage in terms of our tax correction systems which are put in place. We have people in this town who have been having more accountants than, for instance, bread, and biscuit and all this have been tax exempt. Okay, so tax exempt means you will go to KRA and claim your VAT refunds. Okay, so you find there are some people who are claiming fictitious VAT returns, and how to catch them within the system is extremely difficult. So the government is working on a most appropriate way of ensuring we don't have fictitious tax returns, which have been happening for quite some time. Okay? So there are many leakages across the tax administration system, which does not give us an opportunity as a nation to collect maximum revenues. So these are some of the things which the Treasury and the government is working closely to ensure all these leakages are crossed. And that's why you see, through the effort of the President and the government, KRA 1 month ago reported to have exceeded the target which they had set to themselves. So we are moving in a gradual manner towards that direction. And I'm sure before the end of these, before 2027, there will be a great improvement in terms of sealing off tax leakages and ensuring that tax which is corrected is used in the most appropriate way. And the President has given instructions to us ministers and those who are senior in the government to ensure we are using government resources in the most appropriate way, the way which benefit the people of the Republic of Kenya.
So we can raise also this revenue without, additional taxes on Kenyans. That is what you're saying.
I've given you an example that we have about 560 billion sitting in tax dispute tribunal.
Okay.
You understand?
Fair enough.
So if we get a half, 250 billion, that is enough money to sort us in a big way in quite a number of areas where we are straining at the moment. 560 billion is a huge amount of money, my brother. Very huge amount of money. And that money is sitting in tax tribunal at the moment within our justice administration system in our courts.
Fair enough, Waziri. Because we're talking about money and because of time, I want us to shift gears a little bit. There is a debate, an ongoing debate in regards to these empowerment programs being conducted by or led by the Deputy President. And the big question is, what is the source and where's the source of these funds? Because the former Chief Justice David Maraga did allude to, this being money stolen from public coffers. What is the source of these funds?
Sometimes it's crazy the way people think, and people who we respect too much, people who have served in a high position in the Republic of Kenya. A position of the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya is senior position. And this is someone who understands how government works, because he ran one of the arm of government. There are 3 arms of government: judiciary and executive and legislature. And all these arms of government, they work very closely together. So when someone who served as a president of Supreme Court says something like that, it tells you that we are not very serious sometimes. The empowerment program is a program led by Professor Kithure Kindiki, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, a man who would one day be President of the Republic of Kenya. And he's a very diligent person. Professor Kithure Kindiki is extremely diligent is a very committed Kenyan. And for him to have come from a very small community to be the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, that tells you the spirit that Professor Kithure Kindiki carries. And for someone to say that an empowerment program that Professor Kithure Kindiki is championing, that that money is coming from, I don't know, sources which are not known. It's only that that person that is not very innovative, does not think out of the box, or even without a box, because it is possible to bring people together. It is possible to raise, to govern, to energize the base, to energize
So
people.
what is the source of this fund?
The source of fund is from people. You have friends also, my brother.
It's personal. It's not from any government coffers.
It's not from any government coffers. You have, by the time you come from, I don't know, primary school to secondary school to university, you have a job, you know, you are a lecturer, you are a senator, you are a deputy speaker of the Senate, you are a leader of majority in the Senate, you are the CS in charge of security of the Republic of Kenya. You are in the process of building networks of friends who you can bring together. You can steward these friends in a certain cause. And that is exactly what Professor Kithure Kindiki has done.
Okay.
Stewarding the network he has.
Fair enough.
To go out there and support those who are at the bottom of the pyramid. To go and support people who need 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 to earn a living.
Fair enough, Waziri. If then it is, personal funds, the speakers during, for example, an empowerment program yesterday talked about, and even on Saturday, talked about, this being part of the Kenya Kwanza manifesto and
yes.
it being part of the bottom-up transformation agenda.
Yes.
Now then, if it is indeed and was part of the Kenya Kwanza manifesto and the bottom-up transformation agenda, did it envision these funds, coming from personal, from the pockets of these, political leaders, or was there supposed to be a kitty set aside so that we can have funds that can be used to empower these, women groups and the youth?
First of all, we have many funds which are empowering people across the Republic of Kenya. We have ASRA's fund, which is doing exemplary well. We have Women Youth Fund, which is doing very well. We have WESO Fund, which is supporting youth, PWDs, and...
How well is ASRA Fund doing, Waziri?
Sorry?
How well is ASRA Fund doing?
ASRA Fund is doing very well. It has even gone to the extent of ensuring if you are unable to raise 1,000 shillings or 300 or 2,000 shillings to pay SHA, there is even an opportunity for you to pay SHA through Lipa SHA Pole Pole at ASRA's fund, within ASRA's fund. So, the number of billions of Kenyan shillings that has been led out and there but through ASRA's fund is huge. Remember, ASRA's fund is an incubation. It's like taking people to a certain occupation for a period of time so that they can be eligible to get loans in the mainstream banking system. These are people or a population which could not be able to access any loan within the structure and banking system. And at the moment, they get through the ASRA's fund. They have borrowing history and repaying history for about 6 months or a year, and you can be able to transition them into the formal loaning process or sector.
Okay, fair enough.
ASRA's fund has done a good job.
Let me point out a few things about the Hustler Fund. Now, today, the Kenya Human Rights Commission will be releasing a report on the Hustler Fund, and they say the default rate stood at 68.3%, and there's no regulatory framework for loan recovery that exists. Now, they go ahead to say that, of course, 9.6 billion has been disbursed, but there is no measurable impact on enterprise development. Now, in March this year, again, the Auditor General, that is Nancy Gathungu, did raise concerns saying that 8 billion could be lost in non-performing loans.
My brother, the truth of the matter is that ASRA Fund has done a credible job. It has helped many Kenyans, millions of Kenyans, to be transitioned from an area where they were not able to get any loan in formal banking sector. And now they are able to get loans within MSCs, microfinancing institutions, as well as banking institutions. And that is a great achievement as a nation. Yes, the Auditor General may say there are issues which need to be clarified. And as you know, Auditor General always checks through evidence whether the monies have been utilized the most appropriate way in the intended purposes. And sometimes the paper tree on how money has been spent may be missing, and that does not mean that the money has been spent in a wrong manner.
What does it mean?
It's only that those who are in those offices need to trace, need to put their files together. And this is what we are saying as the executive. Put the records proper, because the Auditor General depends on the records. Okay? I have seen also when I was a member of Parliament, because you are implementing some of the projects in the very remote corners of the constituency, and those who are doing probably we have given the project management committee to implement a project in an extremely remote corner.
Okay.
The project management committee may not be in a position to keep some of those records, or once they have the records, they have displaced the records. By the time the auditors are coming, those records are not there, but the project is there. You can go and pinpoint this is the project which was implemented this money, but the paperwork, as far as the implementation of that project, is not, depending on the local, PMCs.
Okay,
some of them, they don't care about putting these records properly. But what I'm trying to say is utilization of the resources, government resources, in the most appropriate way is extremely important. Putting records properly is extremely important. We must be transparent. That is what the Constitution talks about.
Okay, fair
As public servants, we have to ensure we are transparent on what we do, and the records must be kept in the most appropriate manner. And the Auditor General also has to do a job in ensuring that she's keeping those in the public offices on their toes, so that we can have maximum use, or rather we can get maximum benefit from the public resources.
And she is indeed doing her job, because
yes,
she poked holes into this particular program, especially in regards to the loss of around 8 billion shillings that could be lost in non-performing loans. But because of time, how sustainable are these empowerment programs, Waziri? Because if it's out of pocket, then the question of sustainability comes into play.
They are sustainable as long as the people who are getting assistance are getting assistance. Do you understand what I'm saying?
We've had groups, for example, in Kisii County.
Those are just political machinations which are neither here nor there. People trying to tarnish a very good program.
These are beneficiaries of that program.
No. You see, we are on the ground. We are playing politics, and you know that. Mm-hmm. I can easily get a crowd of even 1,000 people saying that I've gotten 5 shillings from this empowerment program. If I see the empowerment program is coming to derail me, my political objectives, I can easily get a crowd of 1,000 people and tell them this is a script. Go out there and I can organize press. Come, listen to these guys. And I have told them, go say you have gotten 10 shillings.
So it's politics.
These are just cheap politics, which are neither here nor there. What is important to mention?
Some quotas also say, Waziri, these empowerment programs are politically motivated ahead of 2027.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? And Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya is there to assist the President to win 2027. He's within his mandate.
Talking about winning 2027, Waziri, because of time as well, the elections are fast approaching. And
let me repeat this. No. One of the key things which Deputy President of the Republic of, among many other responsibility he has, is the principal assistance of the President of the Republic of Kenya in carrying out the mandate of government.
So you've said,
He is also principal assistant of the Republic of Kenya in ensuring Kenya is united as a nation, one nation.
Okay, Waziri, fair enough. You've said, so you're saying there's no problem even if these programs are politically motivated?
There's no problem as far as that is concerned. The government of Kenya was formed politically. It is President William Ruto who went there and campaigned, and Kenya gave them an opportunity to form a government.
So then
the government of Kenya is politically formed.
So then
the government of Kenya at the moment, we are talking about broad-based government, where even those who are not supporting President William Ruto are in government, so that we can unify this nation, so that this nation can be one. So President and his deputy have a responsibility to unify this nation.
So then would we
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has come up with a very innovative way of stewarding, bringing his friends together. Those who are in government and those who are not in government. Those who are in business and those who are even other quarters. Those who are within this nation and even those who are in diaspora.
My question would be,
in going to different corners of the Republic of Kenya, supporting border, supporting Mama Mboga, supporting those who are in different micro businesses.
My question would be, if it is okay for these empowerments to be politically motivated, then it would be fair to say then the political class are using these youth groups and women groups for political mileage, for political expediency. Then how genuine are these programs?
The program are genuine so long as a Bodabona person is getting assistance. Programs are genuine so long as someone who wanted 5,000 Kenyan shilling to support his business or a business of selling vegetables in a certain market is assisted. Those programs are genuine because they are touching the common man. Okay?
Okay.
But those who don't have very innovative mind, those who only their mind talks about hatred, about tribal politics, about saying Kenya is a country of shares, saying Kenya is a country of cousins or whatever. Those Kenyans who cannot see this nation as one nation, who are not innovative enough as Professor Kithure Kindiki, they will always come up with those kind of things, allegations, to make the program look bad, but it's an extremely good program, and we are asking Professor Kithure Kindiki and the team, please proceed and continue.
Okay, fair enough.
Make it even much bigger.
Because of time, Waziri, I want us to move to the issues of broad-based government, but before that, you talked about 2027, and then this, there not being any problem with this being politically motivated. We've seen a section of President William Ruto's allies and your former colleagues in the National Assembly, and even most recently again on Saturday, for example, William Kamket, the member of Parliament for Tiati, saying if the votes will not be enough, we will rig.
No.
I mean, he said that, he's on record.
Those who are saying that are wrong. President William Ruto believes in democracy, transparent, fair, verifiable elections. President William Ruto has nothing to do with IBC. IBC will get resources from Parliament. Parliament allocate money. Let IBC proceed in preparation for a general election, ensuring all the laws are taken care of, well considered. President William Ruto will win 2027 fairly, democratically, squarely, and it will be verifiable.
Fair enough.
And anybody in government knows that President William Ruto does not need to rig any elections. And there will be no election which will be rigged.
Fair enough.
President William Ruto will win 2027 democratically, legally, fairly, and squarely.
2027 is also hinged on the future of the broad-based government. Yesterday, we saw the SG of the ODM party, Edwin Sifuna, saying if at all ODM will support President William Ruto's re-election bid, and then he will resign. I mean, there seems to be some sort of discontentment within the ODM party. How then will this affect the President William Ruto's re-election bid in 2027 if at all ODM will stand the test of time?
That is Sifuna who is saying that. He can go ahead and resign. What's wrong with that? It's democracy. Just resign, go and form your party. If you think Raila Odinga has gained the network he has over a period of 2 years, Sifuna has only been senator of the Nairobi, and he was assisted by Raila Odinga to be the senator of this county, Nairobi County. And he has served in Senate for only now going to 3 years. Raila Odinga has been on trenches for decades, from 1980s to now. It will take time to build networks which can sustain you when there's a political storm. If Sifuna thinks that within 3 years he has gained enough muscle to stand on himself, let him go and resign as the ODM Secretary General, or even resign as a member of ODM, and he goes and run on a different party. So and we see whether you'll be elected in this city.
If he indeed resigns, then his resignation will be inconsequential?
Completely inconsequential. He's a tundra as far as politics of the Republic of Kenya is concerned.
Fair enough. Now, one more thing, Waziri. We've seen the recent, what the opposition says has been consistent attacks on them, violence meted on them using the police. There were tear gassed in Muranga, in Nakuru, as well as in Gilgil. I mean, President William Ruto rose to power on the pretext of ensuring that the police are independent and they will not be used to fight political battles. How then are we witnessing these scenarios as of now?
We have seen loss of property orchestrated by those people we are talking about. Loss of property has been in terms of burning of vehicles, burning of businesses in different corners of different counties. And one of the role of the police is to ensure there is protection of property and life. So if these guys, the only thing they know is anarchy, they are propagating anarchy, they are propagating destruction of properties, then police have a responsibility to disperse them and to ensure there is no destruction of property. And that is fair enough, and that is good.
If it's indeed true, Waziri, that they are perpetrating all this violence, anarchy, burning of property,
yes,
what is preventing the agencies responsible from arresting them? If it's indeed true, evidence is there.
Many of them have been arrested, and at the moment they are in court answering the charges of terrorism. And we hope the judicial process will be fair, they will be tried properly, and they will be jailed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Waziri,
on charges of terrorism.
Finally, because we have a minute or so,
yes,
there will be a by-election in Beren North constituency.
Yes.
You are elected under the Democratic Party.
Yes.
But most likely you'll be supporting the candidate fronted by the United Democratic Alliance.
Yes.
Are you confident of victory in that particular set?
Whether I'm confident or not, the thing is, the game now is on. We have IBC. We hope that the Speaker of the National Assembly will communicate to IBC that there are vacant seats in National Assembly and different county wards in different parts of the Republic. And those who think that they are confident enough, they will have the candidate in Beren North. We will have a candidate in Beren North. At least now we have a candidate, UDA candidate in Beren North. And we'll go there and talk to the people of Beren North.
Okay, fair enough. We are running out of time.
And we are sure what the outcome will be. And that will be the message across the Mount Kenya region. It will send the message.
You're confident that UDA will clinch that seat?
We'll be with you here in another 3 or 4 months. It will send a very strong signal across saying that those who think President William Ruto does not have support, come to Beren North, come to that side of the mountain, and you see how the government and President William Ruto has very huge support.
Okay, thank you very much, Waziri Geoffrey Ruku, for, of course, gracing this particular show. You're most welcome. Again, now that was Honorable Geoffrey Ruku, the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service and Human Capital here on Amka Kenya. I'll be wrapping up matters here, but of course, Remy Majala will be joining you in a moment. Until tomorrow, do have yourself a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of our programming, and like always, God bless.